a lot of questions. What's
Yeah,
going on, Mike?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. It's dope to I just want to say first off, I think we did when did I come to y'all for an interview? Like 2018, something like
Bro,
that.
it's almost 3 years ago, bro.
It's dope to see how y'all. It's dope to see your come up, man. You guys are a big staple in the game. I love what y'all do as far as statistics and I feel like there's like I don't know. I feel like I didn't know there was a critical part of battle rap missing until y'all came along. So I shout out to y'all, man, for sure.
That's love, man. That's love, Mike. We've been big supporters and big fan of you for a long time. I've seen you live, early Born Legacy days, the Tink days, you
Yeah.
against Twerk. So I've been following your career from the footsteps up, and you have a very successful career in the league.
Mm.
You're now media. It's a very dope thing to do. You were the
Dude, it's
first person with
tough.
a caffeine deal. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
let's also put some respect on your name with that as well. And
Yeah.
even beyond battle rap, congratulations on fatherhood, which is coming for you and all that. So,
Yes, coming right around the corner, literally like 10 days away if we make it to that.
in fact,
She might
fatherhood
pop
is the
before.
fatherhood's the reason why we kind of lost Vlad right now. Vlad's kind of like on a whole leave. He had his newborn, and he's like, "Yo, what
He's
kind
on
of?"
maternity leave.
He's like, "It's kind of crazy." I'm like, "Don't worry about it, bro. We got you. We hold it down."
Nice, nice. Shout out to Vlad and congrats to Vlad, man. Yeah, dude. To this day, man, that was the best time I ever had doing any type of podcast or anything. Um, I wanted to I wanted to get into it right away. Is there not? Is there no? This is a free for all, right? Our tournament's
Mhm.
not a complete free for all, unpredictable ass. Like anything can happen. This is structureless. Am I bugging?
No, no, you're right. You're right. It's completely structureless, and I'm just kind of surprised how insanity takes place in battle rap. We see the same thing happen over and over again. We had
Yeah.
Ultimate Madness 1, Ultimate Madness 2, and
Mm-hmm.
even the Grand Prix for everybody that follow those tournament. We see underdogs prevail. So every time when somebody's like, Serious Jones is gonna get dog walked, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, haven't you guys seen what happened with every tournament? At least three underdogs advance. It's
Yeah.
almost half.
Yeah, man. I mean, it happens all the time, and I feel like how did you think that battle went down? By the way, because there's a lot of people. I could give Sirius Jones the second and the third. I think the only two clear rounds was the first from Nitty, and I thought that I don't remember who gave Nitty the third, but I thought that was madness, man. I thought Sirius Jones clearly took that third round, and I think it came to a toss up in the second round. Like I don't see a robbery anywhere, but can you make a case for Sirius Jones? Because I felt like a lot of people could.
I can make a fantastic case for Sirius Jones. I actually
Yeah,
have Sirius Jones winning the battle. In
yeah,
fact, you can argue Sirius Jones might have had the best line in the battle where when he told Nitty in the second round, you eat strippers on their period. What a disgrace. You really a crip, or why you let Twerk get it popping with a red rag in your face?
crazy, crazy, man. Dude, I feel like obviously with the situation that was going on with Sirius and ARP, and I can't speak that much on it because at the end of the day, man, there's ARP's story, there's Jones's story, and then there's the truth. We'll obviously never get the truth of that, and I don't try to dig too deep into issues like that. So I feel like it was a weird time for him, but I remember like what was it? Surf had said something about how people are always nobody watches battle rappers to watch what they do. I feel like some people feel like there's where are the punches, where are the haymakers, and I feel like Sirius kind of caught the brunt end of that. I feel like while the chat, and I noticed the chat was saying a lot of dry moments, and Jones was this and Jones was that. If you really tuned into what he was doing and what he was saying, he was fucking going off, and he was going off every round. Granted, he lost the first. I thought he lost the first. But when I think back of it now, man, like, yeah, I got him 2 and 3, dude.
He was extremely layered, which is ironic because you listen to Rum Nitty 4 layers, but
Yeah.
that means you weren't listening to layers because Sirius Jones was probably more layered than Nitty between scheming and having all these lines connect and all these little sentences connect to his punches. And you said something really interesting way back when Nitty battled Reed Dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when Reed Dollars is pretty much in momentum and in control of the battle, you said, laugh my ass off at all you fans that thought a 20-year-old vet couldn't rap in a small room. This was almost the
I
identical
mean,
situation.
yeah. Yeah.
This is the identical situation, Mike. You know what I'm saying? This is the fourth DVD Pioneer Nitty's battle between Rex, Iron,
Mm,
Reed Dollars, and Jones. And all four of those guys did the exact same thing to Nitty. They out-rapped him. So it
yep.
was no surprise to me that Jones was going to actually have a real fighting chance in this. I personally think his flaw was letting Nitty go second after he won the coin toss.
Oh,
Like,
oh, huge mistake. Huge mistake. I mean, I don't I actually think I think timing rounds is taboo in battle rap. And I think another thing that is huge taboo is going first and going second. There are huge advantages in winning that coin toss. There are huge advantages in being the last person heard. So although it is honorable, right? When someone does that, great. It kickstarts the thing. You're showing us you're not scared. But guess what, man? When it comes down to a tournament, you want to be the last person heard. That was a huge mistake on Jones' part. And I'd say it enough to say that maybe that might have cost him the bat. As crazy as that sounds, for someone that loses every single coin toss and basically kicks off every single battle, if I don't set the tone in an incredible way, it's literally your opponent kind of reacting off of you. You don't get that chance to do that fight back, and you don't get the chance to end that argument. Like, you just don't. I thought that was a terrible move on his part. Terrible move.
the top of the first round is the hardest round to win, especially in a tournament setting. So
Yeah.
between Ultimate Madness 1, Ultimate Madness 2, and the 8 battles of Saturday, we're 38 tournament battles into URL.
Crazy.
Out of those 38 tournament battles, Mike, there's only 6 where the person won the first round going at the top of the first.
Wow.
Franchise versus Tink.
This is I'm going back to, like, this is just what we missed, man. This is dope. This is dope to
Yeah.
hear. That's crazy to hear, actually.
Franchise over Tink, Don Marino over Easy, Danny over Reaper Rel, Emerson Kennedy versus Glue, Jada Nightwing over Rubando, and Brooklyn Hands over Big Hand. Most of those come in the first round of the tournament to begin with. So that lets you know how difficult it is to dictate the pace
Yeah.
and set the tone for the battle and win that round.
And also, when you're and I heard most of those battles, and I think I remember most of those battles, they were significantly better than their opponent. So I think where that stat comes from is when it is close, when you have two MCs that are very, very close, that's how important it is. That's how important it is. You need to decimate your opponent. That's how I look at that stat. It's like Danny and Reaper wasn't that. Oh, I guess it was kind of close, but you just you know how that battle went. I feel like going first is crazy. It's a crazy advantage. Battlers can't really say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, like, lose to an opponent and be like, well, I mean, I lost the coin toss, so, you know. But there's a lot of people that I say, man, that I hear say, hey, you know, if I had went last, or, man, if that was the last thing heard, or, you know, sometimes it works where people have two angles in the third round. You know, it's usually the third round, and those two angles coincide with each other, and one works better than the other because the one was said before, and it almost sounds like a rebuttal to it.
It's like an art of turnover turn order in battle rap. It's kind of a little underappreciated, especially in this setting. And for the fact that Serious Jones won the coin toss, you got to think to yourself, Serious Jones,
Why are you
if
even
you
doing
lose
the
that
coin
coin,
toss?
ask yourself this question: if you lose that coin toss, what do you think is the result? You still go first, right? So
Exactly.
why would you pick yourself to go first if you win it? You would have went first if you lost it. I
France,
mean,
you never know though. What if Minnesota Luke goes, well, you know, I give him points for honorable. He, you know, Serious Jones was honorable, so I give him the first round. I'm joking. I joke on Minnesota Luke, but that was pretty funny that he said the physicality. But I guess I get. Well, I think people misunderstood it first, right? Like, they thought that he said he takes points off if you get physical with your opponent. Is that what he said?
yeah, he takes points off if you like invade their space, talk through the rounds. Like, I agree with the talking through the rounds, but the whole getting
Extremely.
in their space, yeah, that's part of battle
It's
rap.
battle rap. You can't be a pacifist in battle rap. There has to be some type of physicality, from whether it's a giant Ace Amin Snake Eyes shoulder bump or it's just a tap on someone's chest. That is a part of the talking over rounds completely. And I think that's a cheap move that a lot of people do. A lot of people will vocally and not even say anything, but just from body language will just pretend that everything you're saying is garbage. And I don't like that at all. Do I take points off of that though? I don't think so. I don't
Yeah, I
think
think it's
so.
too
You're just
drastic to
judging the
take points
material.
away.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
judging the material. You're not judging what the opponent is trying to do to the other opponent's material.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think this tournament is gonna drastically miss Sirius Jones. You, as somebody that battled Sirius Jones, when you got off the stage and battled him, you first thing you said was like, he's one of the legends that when I first met him, I was starstruck. Right?
Yep.
Like this is one of the legends
One
that
of the
you like
only,
really
yeah.
honor. One of the guys that you really honor because there's a lot of legends out there that fans and even battle rappers don't fully acknowledge their careers. But Sirius Jones is somebody that on national television almost 15 years ago, you're watching this guy win a tournament. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I was
So
16, 17 years old in my parents' crib, waiting until midnight for Fight Club and listening to Sirius Jones and going, "How the fuck is that possible? How can you rap like that?" One of the reasons why I battle to this day, 100%.
yeah, so he knows how to win. He knows how to take control of things. I really think this tournament is gonna miss him, honestly.
Yeah,
But
I think they will too. Yeah, but you know what, man? I think obviously Rum Nitty in the tournament is still great to see, right? And I sadly went on paper when judging these tournaments, so I'm 3 for 8 in picking my winners. But it's good to see Rum Nitty, but I would have liked to see Sirius Jones. And to be honest, all the upsets kind of I kind of like. I love that Jack Boy beat T Top. I love that
you
Cortez whooped officials' ass. I love that shit because it changes a lot of people's minds about them. And I'm gonna get into that like deeper because I'm tired of the Cortez bullshit. But yeah, some of the upsets were needed. I like them.
you you're a big UFC buff. Like you love the UFC.
I try.
You watch upsets all the
A
time on
hundred percent.
UFC cards.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. We shouldn't expect these things any given Saturday in this sport.
Yeah. Yeah. And dude, Cortez, right?
Let's
I
talk about it.
I all right. So I was gonna do a big piece about this and upload it on YouTube, and I still will upload this conversation. Um, the day that I battled Shotgun Suge, I got off stage, and I'm extremely unbiased towards myself. If someone asks me how the battle went, I will tell you based off how it felt in the building, what happened and what didn't. And the day that I battled Shotgun Suge, I got off stage. Hip Hop is Real at 15 Minutes of Fame asked, how do you think the battle went? I said, I felt like I lost. Felt like I lost in the building. Same thing I said versus Real Sick. It felt like. And I know there's a difference between in building and on cam. And, I don't mind stuff like that, right? So I admitted defeat in the building and I said it might translate better on cam, yada, yada, yada. The video uploads a couple days after and Cortez texts me and he goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I text him back and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he calls me. And I don't know the phone conversation verbatim, but I know what the message was. And he called me and he's like, what are you trying to be the next Cortez? And I go, what are you talking about? And he was like, listen, people hate on you for no reason already. Don't give these motherfuckers reasons and don't give them statements that they could use against you just because you're trying to be honorable, bro. Like, don't wind up like me. And when I heard him say that, and I see what's going on now after he beats Official, there are battle rappers that it's just there's no reason to hate them any more than anybody else. The only thing that separates them is that for some reason they're at the cool table until someone cool speaks up. And I feel like with Cortez, he is only as respected as much as it doesn't seem to go against the grain. But when someone bigger than him, when Sue Surf makes fun of him, when somebody disrespects him, he's one of those guys. Jack Boy's one of those guys. Mike P's one of those guys that, will respect you, but when someone higher up shits on you, we're gonna join. We're gonna join that party. And it's a sad story when it comes to Cortez. And this tournament made me think of that conversation because he knew that I fell into that category. He knows his place. He knows that he's in that category where he is as respected as the masses will allow him to. And I think it's bullshit. I've accepted certain parts of my career where it's like, I might never truly get all the respect. There's no way I don't, I definitely should be up here and maybe I should have gotten there long. You know what I'm saying? Like I dealt with a lot of useless hate for a long time. And it's something that you can't get away from. It's hard to get away from, and there's a lot of intangibles that go into it, whether it's how I look, whether it's how I talk, whether it's anything. And Cortez falls into that category, and I can't stand it. I really can't stand it, and I don't even want to hear people cheering for him now because it's like I know when it comes, he could lose France, he could lose the next round, and they'll bash him like he did nothing 2 weeks ago. He's just that type of battler.
It's a tragic thing in this culture that like once a stigma is built on you, it just lives forever. And it's like, wait, I've broken the stigma already. Like, can we move on? And nobody ever allows it to move on. And most of the times, like the battle rappers that'll ridicule Cortez, point the finger at Cortez, you look at their body of work or career, you'll be like, well, besides maybe views, you're not more consistent. You have more performances where you're disappointing to your standards than he is.
Yeah.
And this is a guy with 70 plus battles, been 10 plus years, came to the game, winning a tournament, multiple eras. Like you forget about it, right? Like you stop and say everything that he's done, and you put his name next to everybody else around him. Clips, DNA, K Shine.
Not a lot of people are touching his resume.
Right.
Not a lot of people.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you're like that as well. I feel like, when I talk about the 2015 PG class, you, Av, Jerry, Emerson, Kennedy, Bangs, a couple other people are part of that. You say, hold on, Mike and Av are like the best from this class. Is this one of the underrated PG class?
Yeah.
And then you stop to look at your career and you're like, well, Mike's headlined twice. He's got a million view battle. He went to Nome and under 5 battles. That's history, et cetera, et cetera. And you're like, why are we hating on this guy?
Yeah.
Nobody else has done this.
There's no reason, dude. It's simply it's a societal thing. It's not just battle rap. A lot of people blame battle rap for a lot of shit. It's not just battle rap. It's just people. People are afraid to go against the grain. And Cortez, when he had that conversation with me, I didn't understand where he was coming from. I didn't understand when I was like, what do you mean be the next you? What are you talking about, bro? You're like, of course I would want to be you. You're an extremely accomplished battle rapper. And he's like, no, you're not getting it. Like, you're not getting it. These people hate you for no reason. There's no reason to disrespect you. Don't give them more reasons to come over the top. And I just see it now, man. I see Cortez he's had a rough year, man. He's had a rough year and a half, for sure. 100%. He's lost to a bunch of people. He hasn't had good rounds. He hasn't got good performances. Dude, you could do that with everybody. Every fucking person in the game. What you can't do is have some of the greatest angles in the world. That belongs to Cortez. What you can't do is have some of the greatest rounds. That belongs to Cortez. What you can't do is have the status that Cortez has. So it's almost like it's the complete opposite. If there's anybody that you shouldn't be shitting on for no reason, it's Cortez. And I feel him on it, and I understand it. I understand that conversation that he had with me 4 years ago. It's just crazy how full circle it comes around.
As a Dominican, Cortez is somebody I look up to a lot. You know what I'm saying? He really spoke to my Latin roots when I was watching battle rap as a teenager and onward. And I called him after his victory just to congratulate him. And then, he told me, he's like, official sent her post-battle interview that she had writer's block for me, that she couldn't think about me. And he's like, I don't want to hear that because everybody calls me ass. If I'm so ass,
should be easy to write.
Should be easy to write.
Yeah.
But I want to keep touching on like how stigmas can't get broken. It's just like, I kind of want to blame battle rappers for a little bit because fans don't always want to think for themselves. They just want to attach themselves to what the voice, the opinion, and follow the waves and not really break down what's being said and realize, well, that's not all the way true. That's when people say, oh, well, battle rappers are swaying people in the chat. I'm like, well, these are fans that want to be swayed. These are fans that aren't listening to the bars to begin with. One of my biggest examples, even though he's not a part of this tournament, JC. They say, oh, JC, he can't get a big name. And it's like, why? Oh, he can't battle Verb and Surf. I'm like, well, if we watched Verb and Surf the last 2 years, these guys are on their last legs. These guys are like You guys are like Patrick Ewing wearing a Raptors jersey right now, or
Mhm.
Seattle jersey. Like they're on the way out of battle rap. JC's been better than them the last 3 years. And let's
Yeah.
talk about JC's resume. He has Av, he has Geechee God, he has Torque, he has Iron Solomon, he has Ilmac, Rum Nitty, Big
He's
K,
got a huge,
Chef Trez,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Tay-Rock, Arsenal, Shotgun Suge, Excel. The list goes on. Oh, Red, Daylight. The list goes on. So it's like, wait, how does he not get big plates? He has almost every top tier collected on his resume. There's nobody left for him to battle.
That's another thing, and I also feel like what you're saying, where you could kind of point towards battle rappers at fault, that could be JC's fault, to where you don't need Verb, you don't need Sue Surf. You're JC. So like with me, when I look at new battles or new people to go after, and people are like, oh, you need this guy, you need that guy, I go, no, I am that guy. I don't need these battle rappers anymore. I don't need to battle DNA. I don't need to battle, K-Shine. I don't need to battle I am this guy. JC has done enough to where he doesn't need to fall into these traps that are set purposely to piss him off. So then when he does do that, the fans that are all fans of Averb and all fans of Sue Surf and all suffocate him. And then guess what? That narrative gets peddled on for another 2 to 3 months or 4 to 5 months. And JC, like he always does, is what? Fucking incredible. Every single battle, he's absolutely incredible. He's one of the best in the world, better than Averb, better than Sue Surf, but still falls into those traps, man. And I used to fall into those traps too. Before I knew who myself was, I would fall into oh, I'm underrated. Oh, I don't get the respect that I deserve. Oh, I don't get the plates that I deserve. And not just say, well, yes, I do. Yeah, I'm respected by many people. I see the respect every day. I see the love every single day, but it's that voice in your head that you need to be okay with as a battler. And when you're not okay with that voice, you project your own status out there for people to attack. But the problem is Cortez doesn't do that. Cortez knows how good he is. And sometimes what gets him is that he has to scream from the top of the mountain that he is. And he doesn't have to do that. So I get what you're saying as far as like it could be the battle rappers issue as well, for sure. But there's fans out there that are just waiting, man. That are waiting to have a certain battle rapper feel vulnerable, and when they're vulnerable, they attack, and they go away and they hide under the bridge until that person fucks up again. But when that person's doing all the incredible shit and having great performances, they're nowhere to be found. Until a slip up. But shout out to Cortez, man. I don't talk about him much, and last time I talked about him, I did pick Official to beat him, but I only picked her as a what have you done for me lately. It wasn't no disrespectful pick. It wasn't no Cortez is trash, Cortez is this, Cortez is that. We know what Cortez is capable of. So yeah, man, shout out to Cortez.
I want to give you props on the self-awareness you just mentioned about yourself, because like I feel like you took that break after Ultimate Madness 2 and everybody was like wondering what's happening, but in my head I'm like, nah, he's rebuilding and he's recalculating for the next move.
Yeah.
And when you told Sick in the battle, like I took 8 months off, my woman's the queen and I'm the main event, that meant a lot. And more importantly, you guys put on like one of the best battles this year. I think it's going to stand the test of time over the next 7 months of transactions for 2021. And when I look at all the Caffeine headliners, Tay-Rock Official, Tay-Rock and Verb, one of the worst in URL history, 40 bars in Official. You guys probably have one of the best headliners on Caffeine, one of the few main events that live up to the hype. And more importantly, in history, you guys are the first non-black headliner on URL. So it's also fun.
That's dope. Let's go. White people. No. Yeah, dude, honestly, man, I can certainly flex that. Because of from a fan of battle rap, I'm disappointed every main event. Every main event doesn't truly live up to his hype. You have some great performances from one person. You have a couple great rounds, but 6 rounds of great material, you don't get, man. You don't get. So yeah, I feel I'm very proud to have been a part of that main event, man. How Sick, dude? Pretty good, huh? Sick's pretty good rapper.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. What do you make of I had this first round being the worst one. The worst first round bracket. I I'm pretty disappointed by it, to be honest.
Like it's like you're comparing it to the other two tournaments. You're
Comparing it to
saying
the
out of the
other
three,
two, yeah, how the other ones kicked off, I think the new guys take the cake. The first Ultimate Madness was the best first round bracket, and I think the second first round bracket was the best. And I think I know you're the stat guy. I don't know if there were any chokes in those first two first rounds, and there were a lot of them in the first round bracket. And we were just talking about this before we came on, and I'm shocked at the chokes because the first round is the easiest fucking round, and the easiest round because it's just a regular battle. That battle
if we're
that battle's a
talking,
month apart.
if we're talking rounds that somebody choked in and not battlers that choked, there was at least 6 rounds that somebody choked, right? In this past one, Ultimate Madness 3. That's more combined than the first two already. How about that?
Crazy.
You know what I
It's
mean?
crazy.
So there's that. And you know, Mike, I talked to Ace about this off the record, and Ace is like, money doesn't change nobody's habits. And so when I saw Ultimate Madness 3, I'm like, I didn't feel that same hunger that I saw in Ultimate Madness 2.
Ugh.
Or and Ultimate Madness 1 was like a big guinea pig experiment. We were still thinking Kova was going to kill all of us. We had no clue what to expect.
Yes.
So we were just happy to in experience it. But this one didn't have that hunger. And
No.
it makes me wonder, I always remember P was like, I don't want a top tier tournament because it devalues other tournaments. And I don't think top tiers have the hunger that these guys have. And maybe he was right this entire time.
Yeah, and that's why I'm pulling for a prep. I'm pulling for a Jack Boy because these are the guys that for sure deserve it. And now I'm looking at like which one of these guys even deserve $100,000 after the first one, because what I obviously what became a difficulty for me in the tournament was the second round, because the first round you have the most time. I think the first round bracket of this one had a month in between, you know, flipping those cards around and battling. That is a normal amount of time to prepare. What the hard part comes if you make it past the first round. When you make it past the first round, you have 2 weeks preparation. If you don't live in LA, you have 8 days of preparation because you got, you know, 4 days of flying, 1 day of preparation. You know, you have a bunch of different shit that you have to go through. And if these guys are showing zero motivation, zero, you know, even energy, like where was the fucking energy? Where was the energy in this tournament, dude? I don't know, bro. I only got it from like a couple people.
There was more energy in the first two tournaments with no audience.
With
Think
no
about
audience. That. Yeah. Well, that audience was, dude, I love these caffeine settings, man, but there's just something about putting a bunch of rappers in the background. Like, we don't want to support anyone. Like, we're not gonna jump up and down like fucking people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if there's gonna be,
I like the empty room for the tournaments.
I love the empty room for a tournament, and I would love to ask you this question. I got murdered for this. Okay, after I battled Ryda, I went on camera and I said, I want to talk to Caffeine. I don't feel like there should be people in the building for a tournament setting. I don't think there should be a crowd. And that literally created Mike P, and the P stood for privilege. They called me Mike Privilege for that. Sirius Jones finishes his battle with Rum Nitty, and he expresses the same exact thing. There should have never been people in the crowd. I still agree with that. I still agree with that because we're all human. So you could sit here, France, and say, I'm going to sit down and I'm not going to listen to the crowd. I'm not going to be swayed. I'm not going to be tricked.
Impossible.
I'm not going to be that. And you could come to a decision on how the battle went and have no fucking idea if the crowd swayed you or not. The crowd can sway opinions. The crowd could sway opinions. And if we're talking about Sirius Jones making the huge mistake of going first, I think that played a big part too, because everyone was reacting to Nitty. Sirius Jones at times was rapping in a room with no people, with people there. And so the image of it alone makes it look like Nitty is killing him, makes it look like what Sirius is saying is garbage and there's absolutely nothing to it. I agree with him. Do you agree that you know, these guys should be taken out of here? It should be a little emptier?
No, I agree. I love the empty room personally. Like, I don't want there to be an audience for it because I want to see how the two MCs react towards each other's like just material and their
Hmm.
rounds. Like, you kind of know when you're being hit by something, but you can't let it show.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's just like there's like a whole demeanor there. This is a whole like tension there that just exists. Like, even Smack's not in the middle of it.
Water
It's just
bottle
you two guys.
sips.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Someone
just you
starts
two
drinking
guys.
water.
It's just you two guys on an island, square off, fight to the death. May the best man win. And something about that feels good. And because you remove all the other things away from it, no crowd element, no reaction. If there is reaction from the back room, that means you really were going crazy. That's like, okay, you know what? That's one of those how am I getting a reaction moments.
Which
You know what
you
I'm saying?
which you
I can
got at
hit that.
Gnome, which you got at
Yeah.
Gnome, where it was complete silence, but when a bar was really fucking good, you heard from 50 feet away someone going, "Oh shit!" And that's exactly what it was because Gnome was literally there was no smack. It was just you and the other person, and the next person was like 20, 30 feet away. And that was like okay to have a crowd because even the little like you couldn't hear. It had to be a great line to actually hear like a reaction. So I think that played a huge part, man. But obviously that's not going to stop, right? I'm sure they're going to keep whoever's there
Let's say you,
there, and
you
that's
you're
it.
you already started it. You can't. I guess you can't uncommit to it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But I
no,
would. If it was up to me, I'd vote no audience. If they made a petition for it, I sign my name on it twice.
100%. Well, yeah, I would do the same. Um, Freeway calling a battle tie shows how much he doesn't know about battle rap.
It gave Frack PTSD.
No disrespect to Freeway, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. Oh, he doesn't know what he's watching. Oh, Ty, you
he
said.
said.
Oh,
He said,
cute.
yeah, I don't want to pick. I don't want to pick this battle. And it's like,
Yeah,
wait, nobody vetted this guy. Nobody vetted this guy beforehand.
yeah.
Nobody gave this guy the protocol. Nobody gave this guy a rundown sheet. Like, what's
This
happening here?
guy said, Ty, what do you mean? Well, they have to fight now? They're just wrap an extra round? That was hilarious, man. I think you'd be a great judge.
Hey, I appreciate that, Mike. You know, a lot of your peers, my media peers, supporters, everybody's been saying it, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I just feel like it's such a lose-lose position. You don't make
It
anybody
is, man.
happy.
Y'all get yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's a tough position to
I,
be in.
I would consider it maybe for maybe like in the future, like Ultimate Madness 5. I want to see one more round of this, how this goes out, really.
Mhm.
But over the weekend, I was the bookie. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen. We were
I
taking parlay.
saw, bruh. If I knew anything about gambling, I'd have stole that whole shit. Smart. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, we had a $5 bet for anybody to guess all 8 winners correct, get $1,000 payout.
Fire.
But, you know, it's
Who
just a
hit?
12% chance.
Anyone hit?
Nobody hit it. Nobody hit it.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. So then wait, answer me this cuz I actually still believe. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's winning 10K.
Oh, listen,
I don't think
Mike,
anybody's winning 10K.
in the history of the NCAA, right?
Mhm.
50 plus years of March Madness tournaments, no one has ever gotten a full 16. You understand?
Jesus
There's
Christ.
millions of brackets. There's millions of brackets every single year, and nobody's ever gotten it.
That's insane. That's actually very
It's not gonna.
insane.
It's
Well-
not happening in battle rap.
Well, yes, it is because they said it wasn't perfection that they needed, right? It was the closest. It was the closest.
That's not
bracket.
fair, though. That's not fair. That's
Right?
not-
Do you give 10K to someone that
yeah, that's bullshit. You perfect bracket and close to perfect are not the same thing. Vegas is not paying for that.
yeah, right? Holy shit, 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 for like you got close enough. That's damn. I don't know, but I think that's what it is. I was 3 for 8. What was your? What do you have? My bracket's done.
My bracket's pretty decent. I went 6 for 8. One person who put a ticket into bet went 7 for 8. Shouts to Jack Boy Maine for bringing it home for me.
Nice, nice. There was actually a couple perfects in my stream. I was hosting it, and there were a couple perfects.
Wow,
Dude, and you know, I know. Listen, man, Jack Boy. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the time that I took off in between the tournament and just getting my mind right, and you know, whether it's letting people forget what happened or just giving myself time and coming back at the right time. I felt like Jack Boy did that perfectly. He's been gone for a while. It was ugly the last time we saw him, but what a way to remind you that he is still the person that he is. I mean, to knock out someone that the last time they were in a tournament ran straight through it, right? On national television, and on top of being someone that's good in tournaments, it's also T-Top. It's also T-Top. T-Top is one of the dopest artists in the world. So for Jackboy to take him out like that, and I thought clearly, he got mauled in the first. I think T-Top mauled him in the first round. But Jackboy came right over the top in the second, and right over the top. Dude, the triple entendre in that Revenant setup, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I wish I had the exact... Dude, etching it, sketching it. Dude, I wish I had the full setup in its entirety, but that triple entendre, unbelievable, man. Shout out to fucking Jackboy, man. Shout out to Jackboy.
I was so proud of Jackboy, and I was watching it almost kind of like, wow, there's a lot of people that believe it, and I'm glad they believed it and gave him the chance to get here again. And but I'm not gonna lie, Mike, I wanted to give T-Top a ton of credit, because in my opinion lately, T-Top has been a really great loser, right? I mean, statistically on the app, he's lost his last 4 battles.
Yes.
Easy, Coffee, and when Jack drops, he'll probably lose that as well. But those are all amazing battles. All those battles are the battle of the night, and him and Easy, him and Coffee are statistically the best battle of their events. So it's like, hold on, this guy is consistently good. He's battling people that he's a favorite against. They're the underdog. They're not as experienced as him, right? And they level up and have one of their best showings of their career against this guy. This guy can't catch a break. He keeps so there's some value. People have to go upstairs for T-Top. T-Top makes it competitive, and I'm just like, wait, in a losing fashion, you guys can't respect that this guy's always entertaining and brings the best out of his opponents? Like, you got to give this some props.
Nah, you know what? No, because nobody gives me props. Dude, I have my whole fucking career was like, damn, man, he really, hey, Mike did great, but that other guy, like, nah, shout out to T-Top, man. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I just hate it. It's just like, look, man, this guy's consistently good. Win, lose, or draw. Like, you can't compare T-Top losing the same way Official lost. Like, we're not boxing them to in the same category.
And I don't believe in win, lose, or draw in the first place. I don't believe in that. I don't believe, and I don't know how you feel about URL votes and reactions and which one is more important than the next, and are the Twitter polls more important? Are the YouTube comments more important? In reality, there's somebody that could build a case for T-Top in all of those battles, besides the Jackboy one. I think the Jackboy was clear. Dude, battle rap is so debatable, man. I still, to this day, I've always said it's hand sanitizer. 99.9% of battles can be debated.
I live and die by the app stats. That's just me.
You live and die by them.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I live and die by it, mainly because of a few reasons, but biggest one is that this is where your content lives. The people that are voting are paid Patreon supporters. This isn't your eggshell account. This isn't your eggshell account, Mike, that just made their account on April 2021 with 3 followers that are cursing you out. All right. These are people paid every single month. So at the very least, and you know what? You can watch revisionist history happen on the app if you pay attention, right? Because Jada Nightwing didn't have this crazy record. Now he's 11-0, and it's like, wait, hold on. Didn't he choke 2 rounds against Ace? Didn't he choke 2 rounds against Reaper? How are you guys going back to vote this because you like who he is now?
Yeah.
And then even if I disagree with that, but that's interesting to see that people will go back and rewrite history.
Yeah, no, I think that's dope. I feel like at the end of the day, as far as like my battles are concerned, whatever I'm comfortable with is what I'm comfortable with at the end of the day. I don't care about. I lived and died by the stats when I was like 4-1, and I think I'm like 5-7 now. And what fucked me over is them re-uploading me in daylight. That's when my battles. That's when my record started to tank. And then I took Rum Nitty and Tay-Rock in the quarantines, and I know I was losing that one. But I look at it this from a battler's perspective, right? I can go on Mike P versus Real Sick, and I see that the reactions are 70,000 to 71,000. I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, most of the people reacted the same way. and I see the votes, and it says Real Sick 1,000, Mike P 650, something like that. I look at that as there are 350 people out of the tens and thousands of people that watch that battle that just think I lost. So while I think there is validity to it, I think it's more for those well-paying people, for those core fans that buy the subscription, and that's for them to argue with. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when I look at it at face value, it's like it's just a couple hundred people this side or that side, or 500 people on this side or that side. Like, you know, I'm sure you stream on Caffeine, or like you'll see if a comment gets upvoted and it has 20 likes, there's a chance that there's 700 people watching. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is voting, and that's what I think. Even the votes for when people are voting for battles in the Caffeine chat, man, if it's like 5,000 votes, dude, there's like 250,000 people watching the battle that aren't
Yeah,
hitting that vote button. So it's like, where are their opinion? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing on paper for them that you could put other than the conversations that they probably have to themselves. But I guess the public conversations is for the hardcore motherfuckers, right? The people that are just diehard fucking fans. So I think it matters for them. For a battle rapper, I feel like the only thing that matters is how you feel the battle went. If I feel I lost, that's great.
Well, it's an area of database for sure, and whether you fully agree with it or not, it's a reference point to work off of. But one of the cool parts about it that I feel like nobody talks about because they get lost in wins and losses is the actual engagements per battler, right? Because I was doing this little trend chart, right, where all the rookies of last year, I put Kid Chaos, Easy, Real Sick, Jada Nightwing on like a little chart, and I put their total reactions per battle in chronological order as their careers went off, and you start seeing major spikes. When you go to those spikes, you see, oh, it's Easy versus Cortez. That's a breakout performance. You go to Real Sick and Chilla Jones, like, oh, that's a breakout performance. That's a major spike. And then these numbers almost can show you statistically how people are performing to a degree, right? There's still nuance to it, but it puts some things into context, and I think it's all interesting.
I agree. No, I agree completely. Who did you pick to win this tournament?
I wanted.
Ooh, he's out already?
He's out. He's out.
No.
I wanted a Jack Boy main and New Jersey Twerk at Gnome finals, man. You know what I'm saying? I want Mike. I want history to repeat itself sometimes. I want to see another Verb and Hitman battle in this generation. All right. Yeah. The closest thing you'll get to it is Jack and Twerk or Beat Out and Geechee if they ever fall out. And I need a Verb and Hitman like battle in this decade, and I don't know if we'll get it.
Right, and I guess we had that in Shine and Rex, but it didn't do.
Right. They weren't equally at their peaks at the time. So if Jack had this crazy run where he beats T-Top, he gets through Cortez, and let's say Nitty passes, that he gets past Nitty, you say, hold the fuck up. This guy beat Nitty, T-Top, and Cortez to get back to Gnome, where his career probably took the biggest plummet, and now he's across from the person that, like, it would have made for the best storyline in the world.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely would have, and I think half of that storyline is still very special, and that's Jack Boy making it to the finals, or even making it to the semifinals. Man, I want to see more Jack Boy, and I hope like they do Cortez and like they do other people. I hope they don't revert back to the bullshit. You know, if you could watch a Jack Boy performance and not come to the conclusion that is a talented individual, and I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Mike, did you always know Jack Boy could be this good? Honestly,
100%, 100%. Well, listen, man. What the fuss about? Just bugging out. When Mama said cut the street lights on, I'll bust him out. The second I heard that line versus Fettuccine, and also the second I saw him, you know, I had the same feeling I had with Twerk. And I don't know if you know who Murda is, not Jay Murda, but I have the same feeling when I saw Murda.
He just battled this past weekend. Yeah.
Yes, I looked at Jack Boy and I looked at his energy. You look at his face, his voice, his body language, all the little intangibles that make somebody who they are that they don't even have control of. I looked at Jack Boy as a star from the get-go. and I used to speak to Jack Boy a lot. I haven't talked to Jack Boy in a while, but when he was setting up for No Man, I was talking to him almost every fucking day, sending him paragraphs of just motivational shit to get him, because I look at him as somebody that could still, to this day, easily become a star, easily become a star. And yes, from the first time I saw Jack Boy, you dude, the people just have it, man. Sometimes you could just see it. You could see it on someone's face. When I watched Murda rap, he battled Stumbles in Tampa, where I'm at, and I checked him, and it was a great battle. He fucked up a couple times, which is just like, I'm so over people fucking up. I really can't stand it. But I watched him, and I got vibes where I'm like, oh, this guy could be a fucking star just from the voice, just from his voice alone, just from his stature, his body language, how intimidating his face looks, the way he patterns bars. And I got the same thing when I looked at Jack Boy. And I guess Saturday was just kind of a reminder that I might not have needed, but it felt good to be like, oh yeah, he's a fucking star, man. He's a star.
Yeah, I've see his known battle with John John. We kind of forget at this point after the chain and all that. His first round was good. He looked like he could adapt on the stage.
Yes.
First round was really good, right? And yeah, you lost to John John. There's no shame in that. John John's an elite. It's your first time on Gnome. We kind of anticipate you to lose to John John, not in that fashion, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's the franchise loss, in my opinion, that really took him back, because I was in the building. You were in the building too. We lit a spliff together.
Yes.
And Jack Boy got a standing ovation when they announced his name.
I know. Yeah, people.
And
love him, man.
I was like, oh, they love this guy.
They love to love
and
him.
Then after that, he kind of like fell back for about a year. Then took a couple of I call them rehab battles on the league, where he's battling guys just to battle them. And I had a convo with Jack. I'm like, Jack, you've done more rehab battles than PGs, right? Like, you're actually working harder to reacclimate yourself back into the league than you did to get into the league.
Yep.
You don't have to do this anymore. Just wait for the right opportunity, and you'll be hungry enough for it. And
I think the right opportunity is what we're witnessing right now. 100%. Do we have thoughts on Twerk? I don't know what to say anymore when it comes to Twerk, man.
It's rough as a lot. It's rough as a whole, because it's just like he's that friend that keeps telling you they're going to do something, but the reason they need to do something is they need something externally. Oh, I'm going to save money if I could just stop eating out. All right, well, you start cooking, but you still don't save money. Oh, I'm going to start going to the gym once quarantine is over. All right, well, the gym's open, it's down the block, you don't go anymore. And then you keep telling yourself that you need something to acquire something within you to accomplish something, but you keep pushing that back, and I don't feel like he can break this habit. He's in a toxic cycle of preparing last minute. Maybe that's what he really feels like works best for him, but there's too much of an indication. There's too much of a track record where it doesn't work for him.
Listen, man, I have spoken with, I do Battle Rap 101 on Tuesdays for URL, and it's one of the dopest things.
Phenomenal.
Dude, it's one of the dopest things I've ever done in Battle Rap, because I get the chance to pick the brains of a lot of people that I've been fans of, and it's really interesting to hear the way certain people craft bars, okay? It's very interesting to see how that happens. But for me, as someone who knows what it takes to prepare, okay, there's no way he's even preparing. There's no way he's even preparing. I think I think he was a lazy. I think he's probably always been a procrastinator when it comes to writing. Okay, he's always been a procrastinator, but now I think it's different. I actually think it's worse now. I think it's worse because his life is now the distraction. Flying, to all over the place and hanging out with Ocho Cinco and hanging out with Roy Jones Jr. and doing all this stuff, when you should be preparing for something that got you in that position in the first place. And I think we gave him so many passes, and I can't even say URL gave him passes, because we know how the business goes. If someone sells you tickets, whether they're going up on stage and throwing up and not even being able to rehearse their songs, or they're spitting on the audience or doing stuff, that they sell tickets. I don't blame Smack. I don't blame Beasley for constantly booking for Twerk, but I feel like at this point, there's been so many figurative passes to him that has been able for him to continue to be so successful that now he's so successful that it's going to be his demise. And I have publicly defended to this
No,
day.
you've been one of the biggest defenders of him for sure.
I have defended him every step of the way, even when he tried to sway the votes in the fucking chat while I was battling Ryda after years of fucking showing him love. I continue to give him all the support in the world, but it will be his demise. He will fall off, and it's going to be hard to get booked. And let me tell you something, not a lot of leagues got URL money. And I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Like I'm worried now. Like we've this one just takes the cake for me. Like I see it happen. I'm like, ah, man, damn, he fucked up again. It's not. I don't feel like that this time. It's like, damn, he's on his way out, man. If he doesn't get himself together, he's on his way out. I truly feel like that. And I fuck with
Yeah,
him,
I
man.
mean,
I fuck with him. To this day, man, people will shit on me. I think he's the best battle rapper in the fucking world from a talent, from a Kobe has had terrible nights on the court, right? But when you put the ball in his hand, he's probably the best ever when it comes to maxing out his potential. When Twerk is, and I hate to be that cliche person, and I'm not even using it like other people do, man, when he tries, but truly, Twerk at the top of his game, there's nobody. There's nobody that can come close to him, and nobody that has come close. But that was a really big deal, dude. 100,000, man. I don't know how well off Twerk is, but if 100,000 fucking dollars doesn't get you in the mood, I mean, you spit full rounds in a no disrespect to whatever league you just were versus a no name, and you can't sit down and prepare for $100,000 in front of 250,000 people for URL. Come on, bro. Come on. Why? How are you not choking in these battles that don't fucking matter, and you're dropping the ball when it matters the most? It's sad to see.
yeah, it is sad to see, and it's like I don't know, man. It's just it's a lot. I mean, like
Dude,
at
I
this
feel
point,
you, man. It's
this isn't something we've seen over and over and over again. So it's like in reality, it's almost like he's consistently done this. So like you almost shouldn't be surprised anymore.
Mhm.
Or there's times where he has a choke and he has a good round or two in the mix, and you just love that explosive round that you go and forgive the choke, and you're not supposed to do that because like you still haven't kicked the habit. But at this point, it's like he says, "Oh, it's just 6 minutes of material. I can remember 6 minutes of material." Well, he still couldn't do it. So at this point,
no. And I mean, not even close, France. And what I was trying to get into when I was talking about preparation, I know what it takes. I know what it takes to memorize material. There was no material. There's no fucking way. There's no way that Twerk had a full first round. There's no way that he wrote a full 2. No way he wrote a full 3. I don't. And you could blame it on other things. You're only as distracted as you allow yourself to be. You're only as bothered as you allow yourself to be. You're only as unprepared as you allow yourself to be. I have fucked up 3 times. The last 4 bars versus Daylight in the 3rd round, the only reason why I forgot that is because that was the last thing I wrote and I didn't rehearse it enough.
and it was at the very tail end of everything.
Tail end of everything. Another time I fucked up. The last 3 bars versus New Jersey Twerk calling out Briz. Why? I wrote it too late. I didn't rehearse it enough. 3rd round versus Bill Collector. Didn't rehearse it enough. Didn't give myself time to. So you could say there's excuses. You could say this. You could say that. I heard people say anxiety. Dude, I know what it's like, man. I've had crippling anxiety since I was fucking 14 years old. It's just, there's still, there's no excuse because you have to allow yourself to get mentally prepared, man. There is preparation in preparation. Times where I've gotten anxious is when I just finished my 3rd round yesterday, and now it's the day of the fucking battle, and I'm wondering, am I going to remember that last round? Am I going to remember that last thing? So,
do you have that dream every night before your battle that you forget your rounds?
I have the dream always that I forgot my rounds. Not the day of, not the day before, but at some point, yeah, at some point, and I don't have it when I'm not booked. And you know, the only time I didn't have it versus Bill
Yeah.
Collector, and I fucked up. So the only
Psycho.
time I had a dream that I didn't have a
Yeah.
dream of fucking up, I fucked up
Yeah.
in real life.
Psychologically, Mike, why do all you guys have that same dream? Like, I know you're all doing the same thing, right? Memorizing material,
Yeah.
but it's don't you think it's crazy that so many different humans across the world, different personalities, have the exact same type of dream before that like occurrence? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but I feel like I guess it's the same thing where like fighters have the dream of getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Or baseball players have the dream of striking out. It's something that's in the back of your head. 100%. It's something that's in the back of your head. And, you know, it comes out whether it's subconsciously throughout the day or it comes out when your brain is firing the most and you're sleeping. Because I think about fucking up all the time throughout the process of writing. I'm thinking about, all right, how, you know, I have my first round done. I got 15 days to the battle. How much time do I have before I could start the second and memorize the second? And you're always worrying. You're always worrying. And I think that just comes out, man. I think that comes out in people that are just worried to perform. But it is crazy, man. It is crazy. And
It's just trippy.
yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
What we got left on the slate?
What happened?
So what we got left on the slate, man? What else we?
So who wins this now? Now that
I want
now that
to.
your boy's out.
I want to go on wax with this. I
Uh-huh.
think Cortez and Jack Boy might end up being a top 10 battler of this year.
Who?
Cortez and Jack Boy.
Mm.
I think they're gonna have a top 10 battle of this year. They're so hungry. Jack Boy says, I don't know what I'm gonna say to Cortez or what I'm prepared, but all I know is he might be better than what I just saw today, and even I don't know if he will be or not. I'm gonna be ready for that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wait, what? He goes, and I don't know what better than that looks like, but I'm gonna be ready for it. And hearing that sentence is like, huh? None of that makes sense, but it makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
And Cortez is the only person to ever battle Twerk, Ryder, Drugs, and now Jack Boy. The only person to ever battle all four of them.
Yeah.
So
shit, that's true.
Yeah, so like that's pretty like your little gauntlet glove right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The hunger is going to be unreal there.
Yeah. So do you have which one do you have winning?
Well, I had Jack winning initially so I could get that Jack and Twerk, but now I don't know. I don't know, Mike. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is when it gets tough. This is the tough part now. This is where the endurance kicks in and the durability and also the quality too. You know, I feel like when we got to the finals of Jay the Nightwing and Fonz, I felt like some of the quality had gotten out of the window, and I felt like people were a little gassed out creatively. And I know what that feels like because I feel like I wrote a lot of basic shit versus Bill Collector because it got to the point where I didn't have time to be intricate. I didn't have time to, all right, let me sit on this 4-bar setup for a little. So I was like, no, fucking next week I'm on a plane. I'm on a plane on Thursday. I got to get ready for this. I got to get ready for that. So, you know, I don't know, man. Shit. I want Jack Boy. I want Jack Boy going all the way now. And it sucks that they have to face each other now because I feel like they both just shut so many people the fuck up that it's like, sadly, now one of them has to go. But I think, man, I think I got Jack Boy, dude. I got Jack Boy. But I still have Nitty taking it all. And that's just because I'm going on paper. Just going by paper.
I think Drugs really sits at home and watches the game tapes of him and Nitty one, and he might have the hunger to outlast Nitty. Nitty might come in with a ravaged little fan base. You know, Nitty, the audience loves Nitty. Yes. He'll never lose a caffeine poll, Twitter poll, app vote poll, whatever. But now they're gonna come in there like, oh, you robbed Sirius Jones, even though he really didn't rob him. So they're gonna come in there a little upset, and maybe Drugs just comes in there with a little more hunger than Nitty. Who knows? And Drugs memorization is insane. You know what I'm saying? I've been in places where Drugs has performed and done the material in the same day, in 24 hours. And I'm mind blown by it all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, fun fact, before Corona hit, right, we were gonna launch an editorial site. We had a writer, right? And we couldn't pay him because in Corona hit, we all had to worry about our lives. But this guy had a piece he was working on. When Ultimate Madness came out, he wrote a piece about drugs. and he said, "Would drugs be the best dark horse to win a tournament because of his memorization skills?"
Mm-hmm.
And in this piece, he talked about how drugs would advance and how perfect his style is for this setting. And he also talked about if you put drugs in a time machine and put him back into total slaughter, like he would have ran through
Oh yeah,
everybody.
100%, 100%.
You know,
Yeah,
so
drugs' ability to prepare is insane, and I love the quality of his material that he brought for Yoshi G. So I think that there's been an improvement in him to begin with. Usually he sets himself up. He's even admitted that his setups are pretty basic. I saw a lot of intricacy in him versus Yoshi, a lot of intricacy and haymakers that hit angles. You
you
know,
worried about the brotherhood? You need to be worried about
worry
your
about your
motherhood.
motherhood. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Dude, when he spit his shit for me a couple days before the tournament, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just worried about where I'm gonna place this and where I'm gonna place that," and I'm like, "Just fucking place it. You got this. Just fucking place it."
Yeah,
Because everything he had said to
Jugs is
me was
another
like,
guy that
"Wow."
you had a lot of stock in as well, and you believed in a lot. And knew he could be this good. Jugs is another person that you
I
were
love
very.
the Goonies. I've always supported the Goonies, man. I've always supported them. But you know, Jack Boy could certainly beat Cortez. I want both of them to win, man. I want both of them to win just so they could continuously just keep fucking, you know, throwing those middle fingers for anybody.
Hey, I know there's some smoke, or at least there's some fire right around you and Geechee. Right, I would love to see that match down the
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
But how the fuck does he keep doing this? Like he battled the week before, he battled 2 weeks prior, 2 weeks prior to that. So that's 6 weeks of battling. He has a battle this weekend against Clean Paper on his off week, and then he battled the day after Riggs, and
The
then he's going
day
back to back.
after. What the
Like
fuck?
and you know he's doing a show with Cassidy. I think like in 2 days, right? Like
Show me the
like
money.
what
Show
how
me the
does
money. That's the type of time he's on, bro. But I don't know how he does it. I agree. I have no idea how he does it. I get why he does it. Bag, 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 bag here, bag there, money here, money there. I get it, but I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. I'm glad that I'm still not in the like pointless hatred towards him because he's in a position that I wish I was in. I clearly see him for the greatness that he is, and he is truly incredible to sit back and watch. Will I fucking smoke him? Absolutely. Geechee Gotti, come on down. But no, man, he's incredible, man, and he
no
may
I,
very
no
well
hold
win
on.
this
I
tournament.
think
He
wait,
may
you
win
and
this
I
tournament.
understand this.
Will I hate it? Yeah.
You and I understand this. But for the audience that doesn't know this,
Yeah.
Geechee Gotti has averaged a battle a month since 2018.
It's
That's
crazy.
3 years of him battling every single month. 2018, 2019, 2020.
No,
In
man.
fact,
It gives me anxiety.
this year his longest break was 70 days, Mike. Two.
Dude, I need a month and a half to battle, bro. He's
I
battling every
also
single
find
month is ridiculous.
I find it weird too when he uses angles against people like you came back to battle rap or you broke or you battle rap. That's why you battle rap. I'm like, Geechee, nobody battles more than you.
Yeah, right.
Literally, nobody battles more than you.
Right. Like how could he needs to fucking like look at himself in the mirror. Dude, I've never seen it before. And I heard he went off in the fucking battle on Sunday. I don't know where it was for Guardians of the Galaxy or some shit. It was Guardians of the Guardians of the
It was Gates of the Garden.
Gates of the fucking sausage party. Yeah, dude, Geechee, incredible, man. Dude, shout out to fucking Geechee, man. Dude, and yeah, and he's trying to make history. He's trying to battle twice on Gnome, dude. Honestly, man, at a point where I'd be like, give it to somebody else. Go ahead, bro. If he could make it to the finals and battle someone twice on Gnome, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. Do it. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. Do you think that's
Unbelievable.
possible?
I don't think that's plausible. I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But this guy is really serious about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of he's trolling or not. I feel like he's really serious about it.
Yeah, I've never and the craziest part about it is I've never seen someone that looks and acts like he doesn't give a fuck put in the work that somebody that gives a fuck would put in. That's what's special about Geechee Gotti. He's so nonchalant about it. Yes, he does toot his own horn a lot. He does he's like, damn man. He'll put up funny tweets where he's like, damn bro, just realized I'm the greatest, man. That's crazy. He always fucking puts out shit like that. But I've never seen someone like really just take something so like nonchalant. But really, he's fucking putting in a lot of work, man. I know what it takes to put in work. I know what it takes to write these rounds and to prepare, and you know, I respect him for that fully. And shout out to him, man. But I still want Jack Boy to win now. I had Nitty to win, but now it doesn't matter because my bracket is done. So I'm pulling for Jack Boy.
Word. Casey and Prep.
Oh my lord. Shit, man. I'm surprised of Prep. I didn't like. He angled every round. I felt like it took him halfway to the third round to finally start punching. And when he did start punching, it started hitting very, very wild. I have Prep beating Casey. I thought Casey was very weak. I thought Casey's performance wasn't that good at all versus Twerk. It lacked energy, man. It just lacked a lot of things that Prep has, and I know that Prep is going to bring. And I think that he's the better MC. I think he'll take a better approach. Hopefully he learned from, you know, you can't angle for 3 rounds, man. You can't angle for 3 rounds. I don't know how much Casey has that you could angle on, so I think he's gonna punch her out. I have Prep making it to the finals. 100%.
Yeah, Casey was just on the URL show when we were getting ready to get on here, and she openly said that what she gave Twerk was throwaways purposely because she knew she had to space herself out, and there was a chance of what happened occurring. So I mean, it's kind of strategic.
I don't believe that.
I mean, if it's true,
I don't believe that at all.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. You're the writer. I'm gonna take your word for it. But all I'm saying is, if it's true, it's a strategic gamble that worked.
No, she's saying that because she won. She's saying that because she moved on to. There's no way that you're gonna tell me for $100,000 you purposely wrote basic shit because you thought that the greatest, that one of the biggest talents in the game was gonna fuck up. I don't believe that. That's
it
Cat
doesn't.
Prince. It's Cat.
It might be Cat, but if you just look at it, it doesn't. It's a logical gamble.
It was bad. Well, I mean, I'd say it too if I had 3 bad rounds. She was bad. She was bad. Let's keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
She wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
So you mean to tell me that of every single battle that you've ever been in, the one that you purposely had used throwaways for, you don't craft 3 rounds with throwaway bars. First of all, you don't craft 3 rounds with throwaway bars, and the bars were towards Twerk. So for me, it's like, listen, bro, if you, and I'm dead serious, it might take me a long time. I can't rap bad. I can't try to do that. I get writer's block. So what is she saying? What does that mean? That means that she's gonna use a small percentage of her creativity. She's gonna write kinda okay bars because she doesn't need to. No. Well,
the bigger reason
Hell no, bruh. Hell no, bruh.
I really have her losing the Prep more because she has Mac Myron this week on her off week, and that's just not a guy to take on.
What is wrong with that? Cancel the fucking battle. What is wrong with everybody, bro?
This woman is crazy. This woman is crazy, bro. She's battling Mac Myron on her off week. Like, that's not a guy you take on your on week.
Wait, so right? France, huh? If you believe Casey J, did she write throwaways for Mac Myron? Or did she fully prepared for Mac Myron on a small league? She didn't prepare for 100 million people watching on a fucking URL show.
I'm telling you what she said,
and
right?
I'm talking to you like you're Casey J and you're full of shit, sir. Nah, no fucking way. No fucking way. And right. You know what? You know what? If that's the case, be better versus Prep. If that's the case, I'm really interested to see how good she's going to be.
Mike, were you shocked to see so many battle rappers book multiple battles in the midst of the season? Because Swamp also has Chef Trez at the end of next month.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, for somebody like
Was these like insurancy policies? Like, oh, if I don't make it
I
out,
know,
I'll, I got.
dude. I don't. I can't speak for anybody as far as how much they respect. Excuse me. How much they respect their craft. I respect my craft too much to stress it out. I don't ever want to stress myself out. I know how important it is to be in certain have certain mentalities and be in a certain place mentally to be able to come up with things and to be able to do when you're fighters don't do training camps for two people. They don't train for two people. There's a reason why you go through a whole camp because there's one specific person, there's one specific style that you need. There's one specific approach based off that person. I respect my artistry way too much to involve two people into something that is so precious, which is the mental preparation for a rap battle. I would never do it,
Yeah,
and I think it's crazy. Whether
I was.
and
Yeah,
listen, they could do great, right? They could do great, and that's great. I wouldn't even put myself in that position. I can't imagine it.
Twerk has Robin Rhymes this week. Casey has Mac Myron this week. Ryder has not Ryder. Drugs has Ryder this week.
Drugs is battling Rida.
He's battling Ryder on Battle Rap Traps League or Do Die.
Okay.
Obviously Swamp has Chef Trez, like I just said at the end of the month. I think Geechee got it. We know this guy's always booked. So that's 5 guys, almost more than 1/4 of the tournament were double booked in the middle of the season.
Dude, they wanted when I had booked Ultimate Madness, they had wanted me to battle real sick on rookies versus vets. And they said that it was gonna be in between the tournament. And I never responded. I was like, nope. Like, I just why would you ask me that? Like because for me, man, it's a whole when you tell me that I'm gonna battle somebody, that person is in my head every single day until that I literally cannot imagine thinking of two artists to write for. I simply can't do it. And I know people can. That's great. I think it's insane, and especially when you are in a tournament for $100,000. I don't care how good your life is. That should have been incentive for all of them. And I don't know what was wrong with official. I don't know what was. I mean, twerk is twerk, but like I don't know, man. I didn't see 100K worth of bars.
In your Uncle Rob voice. This is the biggest prize for a battle rap tournament in history. The biggest prize before that is 50K. And
Yeah.
the list of 50K winners is, listen to the list: Thesaurus, Ilmac, Jin 2 times, and Saint. That's it. That's the list.
Crazy.
That's the list.
Crazy.
Shouts to Saint for being in that list. It's pretty legendary.
Yeah, shout out to
But
Saint.
now the person that wins 100 grand, you're gonna be like when we make these lists of people winning the most money in tournaments, you're that guy on top of this.
That's an accolade. That's a beautiful accolade to have, to say you're the first or you're the, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
you won the biggest cash prize in the battle rap tournament to date. Like
it's insane. It's incredible, man. And I don't know, man. I just wish people just cared. It's weird. It's weird to who else is on that bracket? But Casey and Prep. What's the other one?
and Geechee and Swamp. So the winner of those two face each other.
Geechee and Swamp. Oh,
I feel bad for Swamp because Swamp had a breakout performance against Jerry, and I was really impressed.
Mhm.
But I just feel like Swamp Swamp is the first person from that double impact rookies and sophomore vet whatever combination to have a one-on-one battle afterwards. You can see the improvement and the growth from being with a vet, learning all those tricks. But you're with the guy that taught you all the tricks.
Yes, I've always been not hard on Swamp, but real with Swamp. I've always said that Swamp is a very rookie. He has a very rookie style. He doesn't have much fluidity to his rounds. His bars are really not that powerful. His haymakers aren't that, he doesn't set his bars up properly. Like I always said, he had a lot to work on. For sure, I saw an improvement versus Jerry West. For sure. I had Jerry winning, and yeah, Swamp for sure went off. Don't think that was a fluke because like Loso, you could just hear when people level up. You could really hear and the beautiful part about it is, man, dude, listen to B Dot back then, and listen to
Mm.
B Dot now. Even if you thought he was incredible 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, dude, he's improved dramatically. He is a fucking master. He is a battle rap fucking machine now. And while I've seen Swamp, and Swamp has been around, man, it's good to see some improvement finally, because I feel like he really has been just the same since I've seen him. Do I think it's enough to beat Geechee? No, but Geechee could fuck up. You don't know these tournaments, man. Do these tournaments, bro. But Geechee is really good. Like when he kind of fucked up versus Math, I've never seen someone make it look like he wasn't fucking up so bad that the man actually stopped in the middle of the round and big upped a fucking battle league and told everyone to like and subscribe. Like I've never seen someone kill time to try to remember their bars so great. As like, you know how it looks like when I'm trying to remember my bars? It looks like this. Damn. All right, go ahead. How it looks like when Geechee, hey man, yo, shout out to No Coast Battle League. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Y'all already know what it is.
Yeah, that's the league. That's just the plug. That's just the plug. Yeah.
Absolutely insane, man. But I got Geechee taking that. You got Geechee taking that?
Yeah, I don't think Swamp has enough content to compete with Geechee.
So you got Geechee in prep in the finals, in the semis.
Yeah.
Who takes that?
Oh man, that's a coin flip right there. Because prep can be explosive when he wants to be.
Yes, he can. Yes, he. Do you You don't think, no biasness with the judges, right? You think the judges are you don't think it would be like a, does it matter? You don't think it matters how many fans somebody has, right? Maybe the fan vote.
The fan vote in this tournament, I think it's a little weary because it's like there's definitely a disparity between a lot of people's audiences, and it definitely showed. It definitely showed in a couple of battles, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, we got to be honest. I was shocked the fan vote gave Jack Boy the win over Top. Were you not shocked by that?
No, man.
The fan vote. The fan vote.
Listen, man, that was undeniable. It was an undeniable 2 rounds. It was an undeniable 2 rounds. I was not surprised, because there'd have to be a lot of people fucking bullshitting for them to have picked Top. Top clearly took that first. He clearly lost that second and third. Clearly. Jack Boy, that was one of the best performances of the tournament. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise, to be honest, just because of the way going into it. After Jack's first round, the chat looked like, oh, well, this is it. It's over. You know, and Top won the first. Top won that first round pretty clear. It's like, oh, well, thanks for trying.
And dude, you know what? I think that speaks a lot on Jack's poise now. I get that he was in front of Gnome and he couldn't handle it. And I want to speak on Riggs, because I think that's exactly what happened with him. I don't think Riggs could handle it. I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready for such a big opportunity. I don't think he was ready for that many eyes. I don't think he was ready for the tournament setting. And I go off of just the fact that he had a dry throat. Like when you nervous, bro, like he was eating his words half the time, and he had to, dude, the chat, by the way, my chat I almost died. I almost died in my chat because they were calling him like Big Gulp Brim. They were calling him Forrest Gulp. Like the chat was the most
Forrest Gulp,
dude. The Gulp of Mexico, dude. It was the worst, bro. When I say for 15 minutes I could barely breathe, and low key, chat doesn't know, I had an anxiety attack for like 10 minutes after that, because it fucked up my breathing so bad. I was laughing so hard that it like tricked me into a panic attack, and I was watching like try not to bug out. But yeah, I don't think, dude, seriously, I was hyperventilating. It was the craziest thing. And I completely lost where I was going. Where I was talking about.
You talking about how Riggs wasn't ready for the moment?
Yeah, I don't think Riggs was ready for the. Yes, I was talking about Jack Boy. I don't think Jack Boy was ready for Gnome. I don't think he was ready to have that pressure on him. I don't think he was ready for the crowd. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter sometimes whether it's a big room or a small room. I had the worst anxiety when I battled Dunch in a basement with 30 people that I all knew. You know what I'm saying? It matters on how ready you are. Sometimes it just happens. dude, I was ready to faint when I stood up and Dunch was standing across from me. I was trying not to faint because it had.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was like
It,
2:30 in
didn't-
the
it, didn't- you didn't
morning.
even you didn't even look that way. You didn't even look that way at
Dude,
all. That battle was fun.
anxiety veteran. You'll never know when I'm bugging out. You'll never know. But
That's good. Good to know.
what I'm saying is you look at Jack Boy and that's pressure, man. There might not have been a lot of people in the crowd, but that's Jack Boy's first time on Caffeine. There are many people watching. Many people watching. And he gets melted in the first round. Melted in the first round. He couldn't handle getting melted the first time. When John was on him and landing all those haymakers, he couldn't handle it. He lost himself in his own feelings. I think that speaks volumes for the poise and how different Jack Boy is. And I really, yeah, it was really dope to see. It was really dope to see him handle such a powerful round his way by someone that was 90% to win, and everyone had counted him out. And for him to come back over the top was truly incredible, man. It was really dope to see.
It was special, bro. It was special.
So you have before, I'm not gonna hold you hostage for too long, but we have you have Geechee making it to the finals.
I don't know about Geechee and Prep yet. I want to wait and see what they look like in round two.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna wait till round two. But I got drugs for the upset against Nitty. I got drugs for the upset.
You have drugs on the upset, dude. Yep.
I got drugs for the upset,
dude. I fucking hear you, man. I hear you, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of
and Cortez and Jack. I'm just here for the show. I got no picks.
Yeah, I hope it's battle of the night. I hope it's the dopest.
I hope it's just straight fireworks. I hope it's just straight fireworks.
Yes.
And we have to cry that somebody has to go home. That's what I would like.
Yes, absolutely. Dude, I really appreciate you coming up on here. I am for sure going to bother you for more. And feel free to invite me onto Let's Talk Battle Rap again. I would love
if you need any data, if you need any statistics, any personal things on the side,
dude.
hit us up too.
I mean, you hit us with the NCAA. Dude, France, what is the chances of me getting hit by lightning if I walk outside? Do you have that fucking stat? Because you're just a fucking stat stuffer, bro. Stat stuffer. Listen, sausage gang, bro. I appreciate you, man.
You got a better chance of getting a parlay over here. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, well, let me know. I'll definitely chip in. France, bro. Once again, man, I truly appreciate it. Anything you want to leave off with? Any socials?
I want to close off with this real quick. Everybody tune in. Let's Talk Battle Rap podcast Monday through Thursday on Caffeine, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mike, I wanted to ask before we get out of here, man, real quick. There's been an explosion of battle rappers becoming media. You being one of them yourselves. Talk a little bit about that, like that new world of doing both, and talk about how good it is and how dark it could be sometimes as well.
I haven't experienced much of the darkness besides me staying in this room dark, like trying to edit videos and download videos. But it's interesting that you asked me that. Today is actually a year since I've worked a 9 to 5. So battle rap media and battle rap has really become my job, and it's been a fucking dream. It's been a dream.
Incredible.
It's truly, I can't even express that my job is basically to, wake up, make a cup of coffee, hit the laptop, and talk battle rap. Talk battle rap and watch battle rap and do things that I've been doing since I was
3 years ago. This would have almost seemed impossible.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely did. And to be able to literally do what I love is a blessing. It's incredible. It's incredible. My YouTube videos get like 1,000 views and upload. So I'm getting up there, man. I'm getting up there.
People steal your videos and get more views than you. What's going on with that?
Dude, I got most of those views back. I hit them with the copyright strike. Don't
steal
my shit.
You know
what I'm saying? I got it back.
Yeah.
But it's fucking beautiful, man. It's beautiful to grow in another aspect of it. It's beautiful to see people appreciate certain views that I might have. And like I said, man, it's just doing what I love. I love hip hop. I love battle rap. And I've been watching it forever. So for me to now kind of just be fully engulfed in it, it's been incredible. And honestly, man, it's I have a newfound respect for media like you and media in general, because I know how hard it is. And I know because I've I'm not even doing it correct yet. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, you're doing a good job. You're doing a
the
great job.
recapping and getting it out in a certain amount of time, and how to title things, and just, I don't know, man, how to just properly record your opinion on shit. And
Yeah.
it's just beautiful.
I think the opinion business is so much fun. So of course, it's a great space to be in. I find it so interesting that so many battle rappers are now like in media.
Yeah.
And so you guys look at each other like, all right, my peer will hold me down, but when your peer is more critical of you, or in ways of like, wait, you know me, that's not how I roll. It's not true. That's not how we are as artists. Why would you say that?
Yeah.
You almost kind of like me. If I say something, it's like, well, France isn't a writer or performer. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody like Math says something to you, you're like, Math, like we sparred together. We spent time together. We bet on the same car together.
Dude,
why are you saying this?
Loso's the homie. I felt like I was stabbing him in the back when I had to say that I thought Chess won. Like it hurt my, but like and honestly, man, I used to point at y'all as the reasons why I wasn't in the place I was supposed to be, or y'all control the narratives, and y'all do this and y'all do that. And now that I have the ability to say whatever the fuck I want,
I promise you, it's you guys. I promise you, it's
Now I get to run. I'm the greatest. Push it out. That's the narrative. No, it didn't happen. Yes, I did win that battle. Nah, man, it is truly incredible, man. It's a fucking dream, and I will come to y'all for tips as well, man, because I just gotten myself into it, and I'm obsessed with it now. I'm obsessed with the media aspect, and I know I have a place when it's all said and done, and I could retire. I would love to continue to do this for sure.
Hey, bro, we're here. We've always been big Mike P supporters. We have stock in Mike P equity. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So my brother,
stock
have a wonderful night, bro.
Get that sausage stock up. Yo, France, I appreciate you, brother. They don't know. There's a lot of pause.
Don't let Ace hear this. Please don't let Ace hear this part of the show.
No, absolutely not. Yo, bro, thank you so much, man. Seriously.
Salute, bro.
Salute.